So let's move on. Okay, those are the two doubleheaders. No moves from us. Let's go on to Phillies Nationals and start making moves. 88 Fahrenheit, humid, 10 miles per hour, sideways, but out to right field. Let's see what market we have. Arrieta and the Phillies open up at minus 115. There's been a 15-cent move towards them. They're now minus 130. This total opened up at 10 and is now at 10.5. Arrieta versus Fetty. Arrieta started the year very strong and has fallen off. 4.95 ERA, 1.40 whip. 3 home runs allowed, 6 walks, 17 Ks in 20 innings. And then Fetty, it depends what you're looking at for his stats. If you look at his ERA, you're like, oh, man. But he's had a bad season, 1.53 whip. He has 5 strikeouts in 17 2/3. Just 5 strikeouts, 5 Ks, 9 walks. And then he's got this very strange stat line for his career where in 6 starts with normal 4 days rest, he has a 3.16 ERA. But when he has 6 or more days rest and 13 starts, he has a 5.32 ERA, and he hasn't pitched since August 14th. So he's just a questionable guy, a very questionable guy. Both of these are questionable guys to trust. Phillies versus righties, 262, 776 OPS. Nationals versus righties, 247, 722 OPS. Phillies bullpen, worst in the league. They did pick up Hembree and Workman. Hembree looked good in his first appearance. But Workman blew a save in the 9th inning already, took a loss for Philadelphia. Arrieta 1-3, 4.61 ERA, 16 career starts against the Nationals. Good numbers in Nationals Park. And Fetty has pretty good numbers against the Phillies. I've not made a move here. And have you, Phillies Nationals?
So just kind of break this down a bit. Arrieta has been pretty poor this year. He's been pretty poor for the last few years. 4.95 ERA, but his external numbers too are not very good. 4.20 FIP, 4.35 Sierra. He's given up over 43% hard contact. Those are not really the metrics of a guy that I want to be backing at a favorite price. I'll back anybody if the price is right, but you said minus 130. That's not really a number I want to be betting Arrieta on. And then Fetty is really bad. 2.55 ERA, but his external numbers, 5.57 FIP, 5.84 Sierra. And those kind of coincide with his career numbers. He has a 5.08 career ERA with the 5.35 FIP, 5.12 Sierra. And he's that strikeout rate is abysmal. Like, a lot of guys can have lower strikeout rates and still be successful, but they have to, not walk guys and have give up a lot of good soft contact. Well, Fetty's walking over 11% of his batters this year. That's terrible also. So Fetty's a pure guy I want to be fading. And he's also another guy where you don't want to bet on Fetty unless you're getting a big plus number, and you're not getting enough of a plus number on him. The bullpens, both bullpens the Nationals bullpen's average. I wouldn't call it weak, but it's average, about 4.63 ERA in the last couple of weeks, but the 4.20 FIP, 4.08 xFIP. The Phillies bullpen's gotten a little bit better, but then again, it's because they can't get worse. Their ERA in the last 2 weeks is 7.94. But their xFIP's about 4.08. So, and they have a 4.47 batting average of balls in play out of their bullpen in the last 2 weeks. That's got to come down some. You're not going to have a 4.47 bat year long. So there's some positive regression in that Phillies bullpen, but it's not like enough to make them, they're really good. Like, they're secretly good, but they just have bad ERA. No, they're like secretly average, and they have a bad ERA. And then you look at both teams, 2 of the top offenses of baseball in the last 2 weeks. Since Soto came back, that really helped fill out that Washington Nationals lineup. They've actually been raking the last 2 weeks with a 1.25 weighted runs created plus. And the Phillies are virtually the same. I look at these 2 offenses. They're almost identical in the last 2 weeks. Both offenses are really hot here. To me, the only bets I can make would be overs. But the bookmakers have figured that out, and they've given us a 10.5 total juice to the over. And then the first 5 is at 6. So that's a lot of words for me to tell you I'm passing on this game. The only thing that I could think has any value would be an over, but at 10.5 juice to the over, I'm just going to have to stay off of it.
I agree completely. This is a stay off here. I don't trust Fetty. I don't trust Arrieta.
You can't bet Fetty at even money, and you can't bet Arrieta at minus 130. Those are just not good enough numbers for two mediocre starting pitchers.
Nathan Williams saying Soto showed some heart last night, even though they lost to Miami. Soto's rolling 4 for 5 yesterday. Third 4-hit game for him, batting 400. The Nats offense is rolling too. They've scored 17 runs in their past 2 games. Mr. Burns says both bad. Nilo says I like Phillies finally turning a corner. Maybe. I mean, the Phillies are 2-6 on the road. The Nats are 6-11 at home. I don't. So if I could have got a 10, if I could have beat that line move.
If it was 10 at even money, that would be, a play. I mean, if you're giving me even money on a 10, but I got to lay $1.15, I don't want to lay 15 cents on a 10.5.
Hustle Man says, how about Fetty strikeouts? I mean, what are they going to post it at? Let's see right now what they're going to
they're not going to give you like 3.5. They'll post it at like 2.5 probably.
Let's see where it is right now. Why is it not? Yeah, it's not even up for me.
Yeah, they shouldn't even give a Fetty strikeout prop. Although everyone likes to bet overs on strikeout props, so they should still give it at like 3.5 and juice it to the over, and then laugh. People will be like 3.5, and they'll still bet it.